The humble billionaire Ethan Lancaster had it all: mansions, private jets, a fleet of luxury cars, and an empire that stretched across continents. His name was synonymous with power, influence, and wealth. But despite his fortune, something was missing. His life felt hollow, his relationships superficial, and his heart strangely heavy. One evening, during a gala in New York, he overheard a conversation between two employees. "Money doesn't buy happiness," one of them said. "I've seen people with everything still feel empty." Ethan smirked but couldn't shake off the words. Did he feel empty? That night, he stared at the city skyline from his penthouse and made a radical decision. He wanted to test what it meant to live without wealth, to understand a world beyond his privileges. So he devised a plan. He would live as an ordinary man for a month, stripped of his riches, in a place where no one knew him. His advisors called him insane. His friends laughed, but Ethan was determined. A life unraveled. With only a few $100s in his pocket, Ethan traveled to a small town on the outskirts of Chicago. His sleek suits and Rolex watches were replaced with thrift store clothes and worn-out sneakers. He introduced himself as Ethan Carter, a struggling worker looking for odd jobs. A kind-hearted woman named Maria, a single mother of two, offered him a place to stay in exchange for rent and help around the house. Her home was small, cluttered, and barely holding together, but it radiated warmth. His first few days were a nightmare. Waking up at dawn to work at a construction site, cleaning tables at a diner, and walking miles instead of riding in chauffeured cars, his body ached in ways he had never experienced. But worse than the physical exhaustion was the emotional awakening. Maria's family lived paycheck to paycheck, yet they found reasons to smile. Her children, Luis and Emily, found joy in simple things: a shared meal, a bedtime story, or a game played on a cracked sidewalk. It baffled Ethan. One evening after dinner, Maria noticed his distant expression. "You okay, Ethan?" she asked. He hesitated. "How do you do it? Stay happy with so little?" Maria chuckled. "We have enough to eat, enough to love, enough to hope. Happiness isn't about what you have, it's about what you give." Her words lingered in his mind. Had he ever been truly happy? A lesson in loss. As the days passed, Ethan started blending in. He found pride in a hard day's work, shared laughter with Maria's children, and for the first time in years felt seen, not as a billionaire, but as a person. Then disaster struck. Maria's youngest, Emily, fell gravely ill. The hospital bills were more than she could afford. Desperation filled their home. Ethan's instincts screamed at him to reveal who he was, to fix everything with a stroke of his pen. But something stopped him. Instead, he saw how the community came together. Neighbors donated what little they had. People who barely knew Maria brought meals and comfort. They had so little, but gave so much. Ethan had donated millions to charity in his lifetime, but this was different. These people weren't just giving money, they were giving themselves. His perspective shifted. He finally understood. The return. The month ended, and Ethan knew it was time to leave. He had changed, but how could he return to his old life? How could he sit in boardrooms and sign deals while families like Maria's struggled? The night before he left, he made a quiet decision. Back in his penthouse, surrounded by extravagance, he no longer felt at home. The old Ethan was gone. He paid off Maria's debts anonymously, set up a trust fund for her children, and used his resources to create programs for struggling families. But more importantly, he stayed connected, not as a benefactor, but as a friend. Ethan Lancaster was still a billionaire, but now he was something greater. He was humble. He was human, and for the first time in his life, he was truly rich.